Hi, you guys. This is a pretty long video. It's about 25, 26 minutes. I spend about the first 15, 16 minutes doing some drilling down into some heavy-duty astrology and eclipse clicks, if you're interested in that part. And then the actual reading and the throws start with the yes-no pile around 16 and a half minutes. Okay, thanks. Okay, hey, good evening, you guys. Gosh, I was about ready to fall asleep until I saw Lawrence announced today, and holy heck, I'm wide awake now. Yes, I'm still here. I'm getting ready to post another video. I'm not going out to Arizona until next week to be with Jason because we have people flying in to be with him on rotation. But you guys, thank you so much for all your love and your well wishes and all of you embracing him during this difficult time. I can feel it and I appreciate it so much. So much. Okay, I'm unprepared. I don't even have cards with me. I just wanted to pull up a seat and do this right now. Okay, so earlier today when I did the video on the accusers in New York having their day in court, yay! And who whispered to Jair Bolsonaro that'd be a good idea to burn down the Amazon? Here, I'm getting better at where should I be pointing? Right about there, right? I'll put a link right there. So, Lawrence had some news that holy cow, Deutsche Bank, not only did they finally find out that, yes, they just admitted that they have tax returns of Donald Trump's. What took my breath away was when Lawrence said his source directly to him said that Donald's loans, because we knew he had over $1 billion of loans, his co-signers were Russian oligarchs. I just, wow. And that family members, I had Russian oligarchs as co-signers. So that absolutely means when I keep seeing Putin or Six Wands mob occupying places that Donald should be in the chart, that's why, because Russia is in the Oval Office and it's time for him to go. He needs to go. Let me grab a deck of cards real quick. Okay, so, before I do the cards, I need to talk about what's happening here. And I'm really just trying to keep all my energies contained because I can't believe it. Okay, so going back to this quarter moon, the moon started in the 8th house. The 8th house above the horizon, so people can kind of see what's going on. The 8th house is Scorpio's home. It rules death, birth, taxes, money you owe other people, loans, taxes, or maybe other people's money. That might be money that you get from others, maybe like through royalties. So the heavy emphasis was going to be on taxes. Moreover, the moon at 0 degrees Gemini. Do you remember which eclipse was at 0 degrees something? That was that January 21st eclipse that was so deadly for Donald last January, the total blood moon eclipse last January 21st, because that was at 0 degrees, 52 minutes Leo Aquarius, because the sun was 0 degrees Aquarius, the moon was at 0 degrees Leo conjunct the midheaven, the highest point. And that is what started everything unraveling. And when Lawrence announced the news about oligarchs possibly, I totally believe it, signing on his is co-signer on the loans. The moon had moved into the 10th house. Earlier today I said, oh, we're going to get some big news. Well, the moon at that time was about 1 degree Leo. So it touched the new moon eclipse part of where Mars was, that energized, because this moon here at 0 degrees Gemini triggered the January 21st eclipse energy, and it carried it all with it to the marker of where that moon was, where Mars was in the July eclipse, and Mars is an energizer, and the news broke. Okay? It's kind of complex, but I just want you all to understand what I mean by eclipse trigger points, that things build upon themselves. And you guys are, I'm just so proud of you, the way you all are picking up the astrology. Even those who don't know anything about astrology, and you're saying random things here and there, it's seeping in, which is just so awesome. Because I don't know if you know this, astrology, it is the oldest science. Astrology is what invented calculus, because the ancients needed the calculations. This is thousands of years old, this science. It's just exquisite. And these transits that you look at now, these are like the same things that everyone ahead of us looked at, and how their moods were affected the same way. Their planting, everything, their lifestyles were affected the same way. You know, even the tyrants were affected the same way. So, anyway, I digress. I know I'm going off on tangents, but I can't believe this. Okay, so the other thing that happened, notice the midheaven is at 26 degrees. At this quarter moon, I was talking about how the ascendant, the thing that gives the life force to the chart, 23 Libra, that is squaring Donald's Saturn, his restrictions. The midheaven is at 26 Cancer. And so these 2 points, I kept calling it a can opener with the full moon eclipse in Capricorn, because it would open up this really sensitive point where Donald was able to keep everything under lock and cover. And I said, no, this eclipse is like a can opener. It's going to expose everything with Donald's money, and it's going to stay open, and he can't put the lid back on it. You know, kind of like in Raiders of the Lost Ark, when they open the Ark, everyone's like, ooh, and then the ghosts come out, and then they all melt, and they're no more Nazis. So, here, I'll point over here. You might want to look at that one, the Capricorn full moon eclipse on July 16th. And I believe shortly thereafter, I said that Donald was done. He was done. He had been totally eclipsed. His inauguration had been eclipsed. I will point here again so that you can have that link in the background information. I'm only allowed to link 5 videos with cards, so I might run out. Who knows? The other thing that happened at this quarter moon, I was saying that he was going to enter a really, really difficult period, and this is right at the heart of it. Today, with his solar return sun, remember, the solar return is the day that you have your birthday. The sun comes back to the exact position it was when you were born. So when Donald had his birthday this year, the sun returned to 23 degrees Gemini, 55 minutes. This is really important because I should probably get his solar return chart. Yes, I have to, because for those of you who've been following this for a while, your jaws are going to drop. Okay, just a second. Okay, so here's the solar return chart. When the sun returned at 22 degrees 55 minutes, it was at 2:05 a.m. Eastern Time in Washington, D.C. So if this is the horizon and the sun is up, and this is nighttime, the sun comes down here because it's on the other side of the world. This is in the middle of the night, 2:05 a.m. The sun is probably going to come up now over the eastern horizon in about 6 hours. Okay, so this is night, day, evening, night. This is like midnight, okay? And so I've done several readings where, like, I can't stop laughing when I'm doing these readings on his chart because I just can't believe what he's up against because he is like no hope. Well, there was a reading, number 139 is my Donald Trump check-in. That one was July 13th. So the weekend prior is when Jeffrey Epstein was arrested. Well, on that Friday, July 13th, you guys. That was the one where I was doing the reading on him, and I'm like, you know what? His energy just feels weird. I can't figure out what was going on. And it ended up being, I think, a 2-part reading. It was very tedious, and I was really, really, really worried and concerned about his well-being and his health. I was scared. I was very scared for him because we don't want a martyr. The last thing we need is for something to happen to him and he becomes a martyr, because the last thing we need. And so I was trying to explain at the time, because he had all these consecutive awful parts that were just so life-taking. And one in particular, because it was affected that night, and I went into a great deal about this, but there was a certain calculation called the part of life. And it's that part of the chart where it has to do with your vitality. Like, you can look at that point of a chart and kind of predict a person's vitality for the year, or what kind of long transits might affect them, where it could just be really kind of life-taking and just draining of all the energy, where there's just absolutely no control over what's going on. It's just so debilitating. Well, I realized what he was going to be faced with this summer, and it was heartbreaking for me to see. Well, tonight, fast forward, August 27th, Donald's solar return sun today was 21 degrees Libra. It was exactly opposite his part of life that freaked me out so badly back on July 13th with him coming undone. I mean, it was just, I just felt sick. And a lot of issues then later when I went through that video, I was looking at the tarot cards and the planets, and everything kept pointing to Venus circulation, like cardiopulmonary circulation, lymph, edema, and things just kind of short circuiting. It is not a good sign. So he is very vulnerable right now, on top of the news that Deutsche Bank, apparently there were Russian co-signers. So in my big, long-winded roundabout way, that's what I want to read on. Oh man, you guys, I'm sitting on the squeaky stool. So, and also there's other things that align with the eclipses we had this past July. I can look at that in more detail later. I'm just having a hard time holding my brain together because I can't believe this. It's important to note also in this 10th house, honors and achievements, the public house, look at what Donald drew at the quarter moon. The 5 of Cups reversed. The utter disappointment. I mean, all of these reversals. The utter disappointment. And there's a sense that there's kind of a relief now that he doesn't have to hide it because it's out. It's just kind of, I don't have to fight that anymore. The United States, we drew the 3 of Swords, which actually is the sign of Libra. So interesting that his solar return sun today was Libra, and USA drew the 3 of Swords, heartbreak. Nancy Pelosi drew the Knight of Pentacles, the offering of moneyed information, data, And the Six Wands mob with Putin, they drew the moon. Wah, wah. Nancy Pelosi has been on a tear in some other stuff that I did on the side. I had her on Sunday as having a plan that she was launching on Sunday. She had the Ace of Wands for her ascendant. And look, she's been busy while the G7, she was in secret talks with the Three Pentacles. And the United States, we drew the Lovers. I mean, look at how much of Trump Russia we kept seeing while he was over there. Oh, also this quarter moon had the North Node at 15 degrees Cancer. His solar return, Mercury is 15 degrees Cancer. Mercury is his ruler as a Gemini, and Mercury rules communications, electronics, transmissions. So, of course, that would happen today, right? Okay, so before, let's just do the yes-no pile first. The 3 pile yes-no. Did the Russian oligarchs co-sign on Donald's loans? Did Russian oligarchs sign on Donald's loans? See, I can't talk, you guys. Okay, so give me 3 piles. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Got all the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ha ha. Number 9, 10. Oh, look at that. 11, 12. I think they all did. Oh, and look at, there's the Nancy's 3 of Pentacles. Did the Russian oligarchs sign on Donald's loans, and Jared's loan? Heck yeah, they did. It was just, look at that business going on. Look at how long they've been doing it. You're toast, Donald. Don Holio, get out of my Oval Office. Wow. Okay, we got that cleared up. So, okay, next thing I want to do, Mick Mulvaney, Chief of Staff. Can you give us a hint as to what the mood is over there? The White House with that freaking Putin puppet there? Mick Mulvaney, what's going on? Because we know. You can't hide it anymore. Mick Mulvaney. Mick Mulvaney. He just has this look on his face like, oh man, we got the shaft. Like he didn't get the cereal box with the prize in it. He is just like, has that look like Tucker on Fox, like he ate a jar of mayonnaise. Huh? Come on, you guys. Okay, Mick Mulvaney. McMayonnaise. 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 Well, how's it over there at the White House? Man, he's like paralyzed in fear. I cannot get these cards to chill out. You're not going to jail yet. Come on, wake up. Did you pass out? Did you faint, McMayonnaise? Come on. McMayonnaise. I just have to get a different deck. He is like total stage fright. Just a second. Mick Mulvaney's. Mick Mulvaney's. Okay, here we go. I got a deck for you. These are going to just slip and fly. So, how is it going over there at the White House? Because, and don't act like you're taking a nap. What's going on? Ooh. Oh, the Knight of Pentacles. This is this is my flipped Michael Pence card, and it's flipped have to check in with Mike Pence. Okay, what's covering this? Is this Mike Pence? It's Mike Pence. The Four of Pentacles. So that's what's covering is hanging on to what he's got. The challenge for the Knight of Pentacles is the King of Wands. King of Wands, this is my angry Putin Semyon card. Could be my ship. King of Wands. Who is this? Challenge, I think that's an angry Putin. The base of this, the Queen of Cups, the United States of America. Crowning this is the Page of Swords. Who could be the Page of Swords at the White House? Is this, oh, I wonder if it's one of the kids. Is it one of the kids? Junior, Eric, is this Jared? I don't know. In the past, the ten of, yep, the Trump dynasty. Had the oligarchs sign their loans. What was to come? The Nine of Pentacles. This is usually Ivanka. Okay, Ivanka. How do we see McManus? How do we see you guys at the White House? King of Swords reverse. Is this Donald lashing? Oh, wow, my gosh. He's like lashing it, like throwing furniture angry. My gosh. You're going to have to pay for that, Donald. The environment. The tower. They're having a tower over at the White House right now. Mulvaney, what's your hope there? We'll have some strength. Whatever. Okay, have another jar of mayonnaise. What's your fear, Mulvaney? Justice is coming, you betcha. Ideally, what, McMayonnaise? Ace of Cups. Someone's gonna rescue us. Yay! We'll get some good news. Holy crap. What's to come? The White House. What does that mean, the White House? So the lovers. Tell me, Mulvaney, what does this mean? Let's get some clarifiers here. Ideally, you want the Ace of Cups. What's this Ace of Cups business? The Page of Swords. Oh, wait. Are we going to go now to Facebook data? And Mark Zuckerberg? Changing? Mulvaney is choosing election fraud over oligarchs signing on loans. Yeah. That's how bad he is. He's like, no, really, let's just talk about how we rigged the election, because that would be much better than outright treason. Oh, man. Okay, whatever. You hope you have strength. How? Mayonnaise. Oh, through Mike Pence. That this is the end of his, or the Koch brother. The Koch brother. Mike Pence and the Koch brother, or is it Mike Pence and the end? The end. You guys know this is my Donald card, when he's always behind the scenes running around trying to give people bribes and do stuff. Hey, here, fix this, fix that, rig this, rig. It's reversed. He's reversed on Pence and he's throwing furniture. Man, so that's what he's hoping. It'll be the end of Donald throwing crap at Pence. Okay, McMayonnaise, why do you fear justice? Why do you fear justice? Oh, whoops. Oh, because of the Emperor? Well, I wonder what he's going to be throwing then. You better get him on some anti-anxiety meds. Looks like he's starting to chill a little bit. Maybe the nightmare will end. Eight Pentacles. Oh my God. They have so much financial information. So much. So much. Oh my gosh. Page of Swords. Tell me about Page of Swords here. That's crowning all of this. What's this Page of Swords? Making an offer. Because news overseas, that looks like Junior. With money laundering, yeah, it's wasn't charitable. And intelligence. So that's what it has to do. The Page of Swords, news overseas. Yeah, the intelligence. Okay. Let's see, what else, McManey? You know what? I think we're done with you, McMayonnaise. You're dismissed. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.